What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin as well. We have to. The S&P 500, which finally we got the decision that we've been looking for, which as you can see right here has plummeted. I literally mean plummeted to the downside yesterday. You can see the amount of drop we had was 2.82% in literally a day. This is a massive, and I mean enormous, red candle that has formed on the S&P 500, which we kind of expected. It was literally due to decide which direction we were going to be breaking to, and we discussed very much so that if we were to close above this resistance here, in green here, this top resistance here, that we would most likely be buying in because we would have expectations of, swinging higher to the upside here. The thing was, we were more so leaning towards a correction to the downside, and this would ultimately influence the other cryptocurrencies as well and pulling them lower. And as you guys can see, yesterday we shot all the way to the downside here, and I discussed if we were to be breaking downwards, I wouldn't be buying in just yet, as this would pretty much open us up for a continued kind of like slaughter, if you say it that way, to the downside here, which could have expectations of swinging all the way down here. I don't want to spread any FUD though for those that are, invested into this, but with that being said, I haven't bought into the S&P just yet because I am expecting this to pull even lower. We could easily pull down to February lows, and that's another buy-in opportunity that I plan on doing at about 4,100 points here. And then off of that, I'm not putting everything in, but I do have expectations of it going even lower, which is unfortunate, but it is something we do have to pay attention to. Now, how does this affect the other cryptos? To my surprise, yesterday's major dumpage did not affect XRP or Ethereum or Bitcoin. It mainly just traded sideways all these cryptocurrencies. We're still tracking a pretty substantial symmetrical triangle that's forming on XRP's daily. So we do have to talk about this as well as other opportunities within Ethereum and Bitcoin. With that being said, guys, remember, we are still doing our crypto coin display giveaway, as you can see here. This is a $130 free crypto coin display that I'm going to be giving to you guys. You can see I have it in all of my videos here, and I will be sending this out completely free. All you have to do to enter is comment your favorite cryptocurrency down below, as well as comment subscribe. Do those two things and you'll be entered for the drawing on Sunday. It is completely free for you to win. With that being said, guys, I did have a winner from last week. He finally responded, so I will be answering your email if you're watching today's video. I haven't done it yet, but I will be doing it today, so don't worry about that. With that being said, guys, today's video is brought to us by HACKERLABS DAO. As you guys can see here, HACKERLABS DAO is one of the world's first compounding hyperdeflationary tokens powered by a community of builders. So they plan on basically fostering new cryptocurrency startup projects and then integrating their own cryptocurrency inside of them, which gives their crypto itself, HLD token, more utility. Super cool, very interesting, different than most DAOs I've seen. So more information about them will be at the end of today's video. With that being said, guys, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, really quick before we jump into today's video, you can see right here the stupid light decided to die on me yesterday. I've already ordered replacements, but I just figured I would bring it up. I don't know. I just figured someone's going to notice this pain in the butt light that keeps flickering here. I've been trying to fix it. It will not work, so I have a new one coming in probably tomorrow. But yeah, so just keep that in mind because it's bothering me. I have the OCD like that. But diving into today's video here, you guys can see the current cryptocurrency markets, the coin market cap, is consolidating. I mean, we're not really seeing much movements today. Everything's pretty much just flatlined out. We are down extremely low on the weekly charts, though, about 12% overall. Maybe some coins are down like 18%, which is pretty insane. But everything, for the most part, is consolidating. Now, I want to start with the S&P. This was expected. For March of 2022, this month, is going to be some pretty interesting stuff happening. We discussed that the Feds are going to be having a meeting in regards to the Fed rates, which haven't happened yet, I'm pretty sure. And when that does happen, we'll at least have some more clarity in regards to maybe the direction that they plan on taking the economy, and that would also, influence potentially the S&P to maybe start to swing to the upside here. But it all depends on what their plan is. As I've seen in the past, that just because the Feds increase the rates doesn't necessarily mean we're going to continue to drop lower. That's not usually the effect that it has. But when they do say that they're going to increase rates, indirectly, it does lower the economy, which we're seeing here. We haven't seen Fed rates increase yet. We've seen mortgage rates increase. We've seen gas increase, and we've seen this Russia-Ukraine thing, and that's all been causing the markets to dip, but they haven't actually increased the rates just yet, which is quite interesting. We should find this out very soon here. So what we've been tracking on the S&P 500 for the very long time, honestly, since its top in the beginning of January here, we've seen this downtrend and we've seen this support. You'll also see right here this moving average. The second I saw a bearish cross on the daily moving average, which we haven't seen since March of 2020 when we had the whole pandemic information come up and they closed businesses, that's what caused the original dip in the price. You can see it back here. The first correction we saw, the last one, the most recent one, was right here back in March of 2020. This had the correction. We had the bearish cross here. That saw a major slumpage. Now, this doesn't last long. You can see it began in March and ended in May. So literally 2 months later, a month and a half later, that's probably the same thing I expect to see happen here, where we maybe fall down to the lowest point, maybe end of April, mid-April, and then we start to head back up and we see a bullish cross again, which would take the markets to the upside here. So there are huge buying opportunities. Obviously, I don't want the prices to fall down to 17%, but it is a huge possibility that this is what's to arise. We are still consolidating lower. We are still correcting lower. You can see we did form, which I forgot to mention, the descending triangle here, bottom support, price floor, top resistance. There's a very good chance, since typically when we retest this support here, we tend to consolidate. You can see it's happened in the past on numerous occasions. So I needed last week to fill out. This usually is what happens here, and we did just that, and I figured this week we would have our answer as to the direction of the movement. We clearly got rejected off this top resistance, closed below the support, which pretty much is confirming that we are going to be falling lower. So I would not be surprised. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of consolidation, but you can typically see off retests, we typically tend to dump. Retest, dump, retest, dump. Now we are at this point retesting a bottom support soon. We're not oversold just yet. We may see another day of pullback, and then maybe we'll bounce up off of this and just continue this, lower movement until proven otherwise. With that being said, diving into the technical analysis, how does this affect cryptocurrency? Well, usually the S&P recently has been correlated with growth stocks as well as tech stocks and cryptocurrency. But to our surprise, we didn't see it get affected, as yesterday would have been a great and amazing influence if it had affected this. But, a great example or variable that we could, use in regards to the S&P being correlated with crypto, but it didn't happen. So interesting. Regardless, XRP is forming a massive symmetrical triangle, and we've been tracking this for a few days now. We discovered it about 2 or 3 days ago, and you can see we're pretty much filling in the gap here where we might not have any more room. I think maybe today or tomorrow might be the last day we see before we see this break or the decision that needs to be made. Now, what I mean by that is you can clearly see there is a downtrend where there's lower highs forming and there is an uptrend. So the lower highs have continued to bounce off this top resistance. We've tried to break through it. We have not been able to close a daily candle above it, and we've fallen lower. Vice versa, bottom support has had numerous attempts to retest bottom support, and we created higher lows. So price on the bottom is moving up, price on the top is moving down. They come into some sort of climax here, which you can see, I'll just draw right here, ends right here. There's a decision that needs to be made when we fill in this gap here, and that's what we're doing. So if we see the daily on XRP, which is why you guys have been waiting for the next buying opportunity, if we close above this resistance at 73 cents and we close maybe at 76 cents, this is a long position. I'd buy in long with expectations of seeing us rise up to 81 cents, maybe up to 90. Vice versa, we close below the support. We close at like 69 cents, 68 cents. Expect to see us, fall with great volume down to 59 cents. This is a huge short opportunity. Obviously, we'll take advantage of this on BitYard. You can see if I scroll to the main area here down to XRP, you can see there is very much so the same downtrend that we've been referring to. So I'm just going to make this smaller and draw the same symmetrical triangle on here for you guys to see. Clear downtrend, clear uptrend. We could start this probably here, just like that. Don't worry about this that we've fallen below here, because you can see on XRP we didn't actually do that. It's just the way that the markets are actually moving on BitYard compared to how the markets are moving on Bitfinex. So we're using two different variables here, two different exchanges, but they are very similar. So we're coming to an answer extremely soon, very soon. If we can break through this and teeter-totter, maybe even break through our 99-day moving average and the 25-day moving, or the 7-day moving average. I think that's what that is. No, it's the 25-day moving average. We break through maybe 78 cents, close above a little higher. Expectations are we're going to see a big run. So what I do is create a market order, type in the amount of leverage that I want right here, move the scale, type in the market margin, and then literally click buy long or sell short, depending on the direction this moves to. So keep your eyes peeled, because we are going to be buying in extremely soon. There might even be a day left. You can see you can also earn free cryptocurrency as well as daily mine cryptocurrency on BitYard. So definitely make sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. Keep your eyes peeled on XRP. That's all I have to say. Ethereum, not so much. We're bouncing off this bottom support here. If Ethereum manages to close us below $2,400, expect to see us drop all the way down to 1845. This is all dependent on how XRP and Bitcoin decide to play around. If XRP starts to close us below here, short the market. That would ultimately influence Ethereum to break through here, short the market. Same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of free floating, not really seeing much, honestly, to go off of. It's just not forming any sort of positive support. I mean, maybe. This is a stretch, guys. Don't follow along with this. No, that doesn't work. Maybe there's an uptrend here. I don't know if it's that accurate. But if we break through this, potentially, we might see a big swing down to $30,000. That's where my target is. I don't want to scare anyone. But I do have a target at Bitcoin at 30K. And the same thing with the S&P. I have the S&P down to about 3,700, which is crazy. It's a huge drop. I mean, from here downwards, it's about another 10%. That would ultimately mean markets had fallen 21% ideally. And about a 10 to 20% correction is where I think the markets are going to move to. Somewhere in this chart, it could easily be an 18. It could easily be a 20% on the dot. That's really where my mind is. 19 to 20% is right around this zone here. It could even fall down to maybe 18%. This would be the ideal scenario here, as this is what I expect as well, because if I extend our view, and you can see on the weekly here, and then I'll wrap up today's video, you can see how we are forming a massive ascending fractal here. And because of the whole pandemic and everything like that and the stimulus, we exploded through our uptrend here. Notice the moving averages on the weekly show us where the bottom support is. We could fall down to the bottom support or the top of this support here in white here. So you can see, ideally, we could fall down to I'd say 16 to 21% is the ideal range. Either we retest the top of this moving average, we retest the top of this support, or we retest the bottom red band right here. It's between 16 and 21% is the lowest point I think we'll fall to. That's my expectation. A lot of things are proving itself that this is the zone that we want to be in, right around this area here in between the moving averages. The longer we've been, consolidating, the higher the moving average is going, which is, kind of easing the blow in case we do decide to dip, or, to ease the blow because we're starting to dip here. So I don't think we'll fall much lower here. There might be another 4 to 5% left. But then that would pretty much mark the bottom. We're having a bearish cross on the MACD as well as the moving average. It's just starting. This is just starting, guys. Don't want to spread any FUD, but you have to pay attention to that. Otherwise, guys, I do want to talk more about HACKERLABS DAO with you. I want to give a huge shout out to HACKERLABS for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, HACKERLABS DAO is the Shark Tank of cryptocurrency, and holders of the HLD token, the native token for HACKERLABS DAO, have the full power to vote on what companies are backed using the DAO Treasury Fund, which is currently at 30 Ethereum. Now, the companies they fund have a buy and burn of HLD baked into their revenue model, meaning when they make money, a portion of that revenue market buys and burns HLD tokens. And over time, as their portfolio and successful companies grows, the rate of HLD being burned increases and compounds over time, making it a hyperdeflationary token. Now, Proof is one of those companies, literally called Proof. Proof is the Squarespace of token creation, where you can actually create and launch your own tokens with no engineering experience needed. Simply fill out a form and they will do the rest. You'll get a beautiful looking landing page to promote it as well, and Proof tokens are created using a contract that stops the common scam tactics like removing liquidity, stopping sells, etc., so on and so forth. So as an investor, you can actually create these with confidence. Now, 2% of every Proof created token transaction will market buy and burn HLD, and Proof enables you to create and launch your own tokens with no engineering experience needed. So have you ever been rugged? Well, the creators of HACKERLABS DAO have been too, and it got them thinking, what if there was a way to ape into new projects with greater confidence, knowing that the common scam tactics were impossible, like removing liquidity, infinite minting of supply, stopping sells, etc., while Proof tokens are created using that factory contract, which cannot be changed in a way that scams investors. Now, they imagine a world where all tokens are created using Proof. Why? Because it's safer for investors, and safety should be expected and demanded, especially in this industry. Now, Proof will initially launch with the ability to create reflection tokens, and a reflection can be created with any token like Ethereum, SHIB, or any poo coin for that matter, but they will soon give you the ability to create any token, and they will also start by supporting Ethereum, but BSC and other chains are coming soon, and as Proof grows, they will continue to add more and more functionality, for example, even website building features. Now, launching a token using Proof is quick and easy, and gives gives investors greater confidence, which leads to an increase in buying volume, and you'll also have the support of HACKERLABS DAO community, giving you an engaged audience from day one. And HACKERLABS DAO has a ton of ideas for their projects and future projects, but they know you'll have even more, and they would love to fund an NFT project where the royalty fee on secondary sales goes towards market buying and burning HLD, or a gaming project like the simple coin flip one on Solana. Now that game launched in December of 2021, and it's already done over 35 billion in volume. Lastly, they take 3.5 in fees, which again would go towards market buying and burning of the HLD token. So guys, for more information about HACKERLABS DAO and the proof company that they made, make sure to check out the links in the description of today's video. Once again, huge shout out to HACKERLABS for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.